Namaste yogis and welcome to class today. My name is Eleni. Thank you so much for joining me. So this class will be a very gentle practice. We'll mainly need 2 blocks, and if you like to have some padding for your knees, you can grab a blanket or a beach towel. So let's go ahead and get started on our backs today. Removing any props if you're using them, and we're going to meet all the way down onto the back with the knees bent and the feet flat. Now walk the feet a little bit wider so they're lining up with the edges of the mat, and let the knees fall in towards one another. And here we can rest the hands beside the body, palms facing up, or bring one hand connected to the belly and one connected to the heart or the rib cage, whatever feels comfortable for you. And let's just take a few moments here to get grounded and centered in our practice today. So starting by drawing your awareness into your breath, bringing it deep down into the belly. And on your inhalation, feel your belly rise. If your palm is resting here, you might gently feel the belly pressing into the palm. And then as we exhale, soften the belly, release the breath through the nose or the mouth. Inhaling into the belly and exhaling. Just connecting here with this deep belly breath. Notice how it feels to come into connection with our breath and allow our awareness to slow down and make its way into the physical body. Just taking a moment here to arrive in our space here and now as we give this gift of our practice and perhaps any intention, and just allowing it to infuse the space of our practice, creating this very safe container for you to really invite in exactly what you need in this moment. So remember that anything I offer today, please modify so that you're comfortable. And using props, if that makes us feel better. And if anything doesn't feel right, we just release, we can come out, we can take rest. So really just nurture yourself. Allow this to be the space where you can listen and connect deeply with the wisdom of the body. And we'll gently begin to lift the gaze if the eyes are closed. Go ahead and release the arms. We're going to point the toes forward, legs are long. Reach the arms up and overhead. Take that nice deep full body stretch. And then moving into a quick banana pose. So walking that left heel over to the left corner, we're going to follow it with the right. Maybe cross that ankle over. Keeping those hips grounded here, start to shimmy your left shoulder down the earth, and you might reach up and clasp your right wrist with your left hand. Make sure the head and neck are comfortable here. Find whatever gaze feels natural. And then if the bind here with the arms is just a little bit too much for the shoulders, release the arms beside the body. Nice deep breaths here into the entire length of the right side. On your next exhale, start to release the arms gently. Shimmy the shoulders over the hips and uncross the legs. And we'll just make our way to the other side. So bring that right heel to the right corner, left heel follows, cross it over if you can comfortably. Start to walk your right shoulder down the mat. And this is another option. Palm can rest on the belly here while the left arm floats up and over, or you can use your right hand to gently clasp your left wrist. Just noticing the sensation here, feeling that openness through the rib cage. Good. On the next exhale, release the arms, bring the shoulders over hips, release the legs. Bring those knees into the chest. Give yourself a squeeze, give yourself a rock. And start to extend the legs overhead. If it feels good, spinal rocks here. So we'll come up and back, just getting some movement here. Good. On your next rock, we'll stay up into our seated position. And here it might be nice to use a folded blanket or a beach towel just to elevate the hips a little bit. So we want to invite a gentle pelvic tilt forward so that we are safe and comfortable in the low back. So here we are, and we're going to take a nice deep breath in, arms reach up. We gather here and bring the hands to the heart. Inhale, arms reach up, take that nice big drink of breath, and then the exhale, hands to the heart. And one more time, big deep breath in. Exhale, hands to the heart. Let's pause, bring the hands together, lift the elbows. I'll be mirroring you here, so press the hands to your right. Start to gaze over your left shoulder. Inhale, come back through center. Press to your left, gaze to your right. And release. Very nice. Shake out the arms. Let's move into some neck stretches here. I know those are highly requested in people's classes. So let's go ahead and reach the shoulders up towards the ears and down the back. We'll do that a couple times here where we roll up and back. And just create that space here through the collarbone and chest. And pause. We'll bring the chin down to the chest. And draw your right ear over to your right shoulder. Notice the angle of the chin. We might start to tilt the chin towards the shoulder here and start to walk your left fingertips out on the mat. So you're increasing the length here through the fingertips to the neck. Noticing how the sensation feels, and make sure that you find the angle that works for you here. And then release the hand, chin comes back to chest, just glide it to the other side. Left ear, left shoulder, walk those right fingertips out. See if it feels good to start to tilt the chin closer to the shoulder, or if you like the ear towards the shoulder. Or maybe you kind of move through both here. And then release. And just take a couple semicircles here, right to left. Good. We'll inhale as we come over to one side, and exhale, the chin comes back to the chest. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, let's pause. Find the angle once again that works for you. Good. And then start to reach your left arm forward. So your fingertips are going to point towards me. Bend your elbow and bring that left thumb towards your left shoulder, increasing the stretch through the arm. Good. Release here. Palm, chin slides to chest. Let's take it to the other side. Reach out with that right arm. Inhale. And then we'll exhale, bring the thumb to the shoulder. And again, work the angle in whatever way feels good for your neck. If you want to have more dynamic movement, just chin to shoulder and then ear to shoulder and keep moving it back and forth. And then release. Good. And inhale, come back through center. Let's make our way on hands and knees. Welcome to use some padding here, maybe something underneath the knees. Come into our tabletop. final movement here, Chakra Vakasana, really, really nice for the spine. So we're going to sit the hips back towards the heels, kind of like a child's pose. And then bend your elbows and scoop your heart forward, coming into your cow pose. On your exhale, you're going to round the spine, hips sit towards heels. Good. Inhale, heart moves forward for a cow. Exhale, round into cat, sit back towards the heels, and then just keep this going a couple times with your own breath. Good. One more cycle. Excellent. Let's make our way back into our table and extend that right leg back and left arm forward, coming into a spinal balance here. Draw the belly in towards the midline, breathing here. And release. And we switch. Left leg extends, right arm. Gaze is toward the mat. Long neck. Breathe and release. Good. Gentle barrel rolls here. So you can bring your toes towards each other and the knees wider if that feels good. And we're just going to roll the hips. And reverse and go in the opposite direction. Good. Back through table. Moving into some wrist stretches here. I'm going to show you different variations and options, and you can choose what works for you. Fingertips can come to the outer edges of the mat. You can also bring your fingertips towards the body. Take that gentle bend, micro bend of the elbow. Whichever hand position you choose, start to take very soft circles here, if that feels good. And then reverse. And coming back to sit center, excuse me, and fingertips point forward. And then we'll bring one hand just gently so we can stretch in the opposite direction. Try not to push too hard, but just very soft here with a bent elbow. Good. Shake it out. And we switch, other side. And release. Good. Here we might grab our blocks. We're going to make our way through a lunge sequence. So we'll step our right foot forward. So here we're in our low lunge. We'll keep our left knee bent. Good. Deep breath in. Exhale, start to shift your hips back, lift the big toe, walk your hands underneath the shoulders, and then we'll come forward and back. And we'll just do that a couple times. So if you want to take a couple more pauses here, a couple breaths in each one, move at your own pace. Notice how the sensation feels in the back of the right thigh, in the front of the left hip flexor. Good. And on our next lunge sequence, we'll come forward and pause. And here we'll bring our right hand to the instep of the right foot and start to shimmy your foot out slightly. Forearm is in line with the shin. Here we're in our lizard lunge. You're welcome to stay as you are. You can also get some momentum here. Shift the hips back, lift the toe just like we did. And if forearms is in your practice, you can start to shift forward, bring your arm next to the shin. So this one is nice with blocks because it brings the floor to us. Good. And slowly lift and release. And we'll actually just make our way back between the hands and then come onto your tabletop. Rock the hips here, right to left, little shimmy. Good. Maybe you feel a lot of sensation here on one side or the other, both. Blocks to whatever level you like. Back to table. Step that left foot between the hands. Come into your low lunge. Heart is lifting here. Gaze is forward. Deep breath in. As we exhale, slowly shift back. Left toe lifts towards forehead and walk your hands back. Inhale, come forward, gentle shift. Exhale, half split. So once again, move at your own pace. If you want to take it slower today and really feel those sensations, take a couple breaths. If you're feeling more energetic, feel free to take more of a dynamic movement. And on our next lunge, we'll bring our left hand to the instep, start to shimmy the left foot out, release the hands. Option to stay just as you are. You can lose the blocks if you like. We're going to shift the hips back, lift the toe if you want that little bit of momentum as you come forward. I shouldn't say momentum necessarily, but just that little bit of extra space to get deeper into it. This is a pretty big one. And lifting the gaze here. Releasing. Shimmy that left foot between the hands. And let's come back to our table. Release our blocks. Rock the hips. Good. All right. We're going to pop up into a downward facing dog. We can release our blanket if we have it. And just walking the dog here, bending one knee, bending the other, releasing the head. Coming back onto hands and knees, we'll make our way onto our belly. Couple rounds here of our baby cobra. So palms underneath the shoulders. Roll the shoulders down the back. As you inhale, start to lift the chest, lifting the upper body so we're light on the palms. Gaze can be at the top of the mat so that we're not yanking the chin or chest forward and the head up. Try to keep the neck nice and long. And let it go. Inhale, lift. And let's breathe here. So we're continuing our breath for 4, 3, light on the palms, 2, 1, forehead softens. Last one, inhale, gentle lift, gentle rise with the breath. And see if you can lift the palms. Continue full breaths here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Release. Shift the hips back to child's. Big toes touch, knees nice and wide, forehead softens. Let's bend the elbows and bring the palms together and start to work your thumbs toward the base of the neck. And releasing the arms, start to lift the gaze, walk the hands back, and we're going to actually come onto our seats. So you can grab your blanket again if you'd like. And we're sitting on that outer edge. And you can also roll up the mat here. So let's say that you're facing the long way of your mat. You can also roll up the edge so that you get that pelvic tilt. Let's make our way into butterfly. So we have outer edges of the feet here. Get nice and tall, and you're welcome to just stay upright. You can also bring the fingers behind the body here and kind of lift and open the chest. This is an option to stay. You can also start to hinge forward from the hip, and you'll begin to fold. Now, options here if you want to bring 2 blocks underneath the thighs to support the hips. And try not to yank into this pose or go deeper than the body is calling for. Just notice that edge. And then breathe into that space, that edginess, right? Good. Gentle lift. Walk the hands back. Here I'll be mirroring. So go ahead and extend that right leg out to the right side. Left foot can come towards the midline or the right thigh. Take a deep breath in. Arms reach up. And slide the forearm down the shin. Come up and over. Inhale, come back up. Exhale, float to the other side. Inhale, come back up, and we're going to twist. So you're going to twist towards your bent knee, which is your left knee. Twist. Gentle with those right fingertips. We don't want to yank the spine. And inhale, arms reach up. Exhale, release and switch. Left leg out, right foot in. Inhale, arms float. Exhale, form down the shin any amount. Inhale, float back up. Exhale, over to the right. Inhale, back up. Exhale, we twist. Twist open to your right side. Just use the fingertips like guides here. Inhale, back through center and release. Good. Let's take a big windshield wiper here. Make sure the feet are flat. Knees nice and wide, and we'll just shift right to left. Making our way on our backs. Hugging the knees in here. Give yourself a little squeeze. And release the feet. Take that left knee over the right. We'll take an eagle twist here. Draw the knees in. Take a deep breath. We'll exhale. Let the knees fall to the right. Reach out with the left arm. And if you would like to, bring a block underneath this knee. And release here and cross the knees. Come back through center. Hug the knees to the chest. Little rock, little squeeze. Release the feet. Right knee crosses. Knees come into the chest. Take a deep breath. And take it over to the left. Reach out with the right. And come back through center. Release the knee. Bring both knees in. We'll take a happy baby here. You can grab the shins, outer edges of the feet. Flex the feet and bend the knees and breathe. Release. And you have props here because we grabbed a couple, so you're welcome to use 2 blocks underneath the knee. You can wrap this blanket around the body as we rest in Shavasana. You can allow the knees or the knees to stay bent or the legs to come long, whatever feels good for you. And we'll settle in here to our final rest. Slowly allow the awareness to move back to the physical body. You may begin to wiggle the fingers and the toes. Reach the arms overhead, point the toes forward, take that full body stretch. The knees hug into the chest, give a little squeeze. We'll rock onto one side and gently press up. And taking a nice breath, bringing the arms overhead, and we'll exhale, bring the hands to the heart, sealing our practice and intention. Thank you so much for joining me today. Wishing you all peace, love, and light. Namaste. So thanks guys for being here with me today. And if you like this video, please hit that like button or subscribe. And I do have a partner channel that I'm working with called Mindful Metta. It will be listed in the description below. It's a meditation channel as well as some gentle yin music. So feel free to check it out if you're into meditation. Again, thank you so much.